Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. More updates, more news we have here on the channel as usual, and so let's jump into it together to discuss several topics, several news. We are entering into the final hours of 2025, welcoming 2026, and stay tuned on the channel. Stay tuned because in the next hours I will explain to you how my plan on YouTube is going to be even more intense for the upcoming year and for the future. But let me start with the news, and let me start with Antoine Semenyo. Because for Antoine Semenyo, Manchester City are closing in on a deal to bring in the new winger from Bournemouth. There is an agreement already with the player in terms of personal terms. So the contract is almost ready, just about some final details on agent side they've been discussing in the last 24 hours, Man City and the agents of Antoine Semenyo. We know, as I told you, on Christmas Eve, the preference of Antoine Semenyo is to join Manchester City in this January transfer window, despite first Tottenham, then Manchester United, then Liverpool, also Chelsea made some inquiries to sign Antoine Semenyo, and Manchester City are the favorite destination for the player. So the contacts between Man City and Bournemouth were very positive on Tuesday, despite the player being on the pitch against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. At the same time in the morning, Bournemouth and Manchester City were closing in on this deal. So it's going to be £65 million. The deal is almost ready. I expect that here we go very soon. It's just about some final details. And then Antoine Semenyo is expected to become a new Manchester City player. And of course, one of the bombs for the January transfer window 2026. Again, Semenyo very excited about the possibility to work under Pep Guardiola. One of the stories, guys, of this night, and this is why also I wanted to release this video, is about Joao Cancelo, the right back from Al Hilal, who is ready and set to leave Al Hilal now in the January transfer window. Keep an eye on Cancelo, guys, in the next days, in the next hours, and in this transfer window. Because Cancelo wants to go. The relationship between Cancelo and the technical staff at Al Hilal is not excellent, let's say like this. Cancelo wants to try something different, return to Europe. My understanding is that instead of staying in Saudi, the priority of Cancelo is not about the money. It's about returning in Europe. Competitive football, the opportunity ahead of the World Cup to be back in a starting 11, to feel good. And so Joao Cancelo is open to returning to Europe. Could be a bomb in the upcoming days. What I can tell you is that Inter have called. Inter are interested in Cancelo. There is an injury for Denzel Dumfries, and so Inter are looking for a right back in the January window, and Cancelo is a player they know very well. He already used to play for Inter before joining Juventus, Man City in that part of his career. So Joao Cancelo is considering this possibility to go back to Inter. It's a chance. Juventus also made a call, but at the moment still less advanced compared to Inter attempt. And then Barcelona. Also Barcelona made a call to understand the situation of Cancelo, but for Barcelona it was just explorative. We know they have a very good relationship with the agent of the player, Jorge Mendes, so Barcelona wanted to understand the situation, but at the moment Barca, we know the priority of Hansi Flick would be to have a new centre-back. And so let's see what's going to happen with Cancelo, but don't forget about financial fair play as well. Cancelo could leave Al Hilal on loan. Yes, could be a loan, could be an opportunity, but then there is the salary. Joao Cancelo is on a big salary at Al Hilal. So the only way eventually would be a big reduction of the salary, or to try to find a balance in terms of exits and incomings. So not easy for Barca at this stage. Inter have called, Juventus. Let's see what's going to happen, but I think Cancelo is going to be one of the big topics for the next days, for 2026. So stay tuned on the Portuguese, one of the most important names when we mention right backs around Europe, because for sure Cancelo could be an opportunity for several clubs. When I mention Jorge Mendes, guys, is the same agent of Ruben Neves. Jorge Mendes is also working on the situation of Ruben Neves, and Ruben Neves will make a decision very soon. On one side, he has a new contract proposal from Al Hilal, because compared to Joao Cancelo, it's a completely different situation. Cancelo wants to leave the club, and Al Hilal also want Cancelo to go. In the case of Ruben Neves, Al Hilal want Ruben Neves to stay. Al Hilal have offered him a new contract. Al Hilal are trying to make it happen after extending the contract of Kalidou Koulibaly and more players. So Al Hilal are working on a new deal for Ruben Neves. Now he's on the player. Ruben Neves also has more possibilities, and don't forget this, Ruben Neves is out of contract in the summer 2026, in few months basically. So Ruben Neves can decide whatever he wants. Jorge Mendes spoke with Manchester United about different players. With Ruben Neves at the moment, no proposal, but there was a conversation with Jorge Mendes in terms of, again, several players. Mendes has several players. Then at Manchester United, they have different priorities in that position. But there are more clubs interested in Ruben Neves in Europe. So now is the player who has to decide. Sign a new contract at Al Hilal or go back to Europe with several clubs interested. So keep an eye on Neves because Cancelo and Neves are two of the main topics for Jorge Mendes in this January transfer window. And then something else I wanted to mention, guys. We said at the beginning of the video about Bournemouth. Bournemouth with Antoine Semenyo. Bournemouth are also preparing the future for a new centre-back in the summer transfer window because they expect Senesi to leave the club as a free agent. There is no expectation at Bournemouth for Senesi to sign a new contract at the club. They believe Senesi will leave on a free, will be a big opportunity with clubs interested in Premier League, clubs interested in La Liga. For example, Barcelona made some calls to understand the situation. Clubs interested in Italy, Juventus also made some calls. So Senesi will be an interesting opportunity. Very good centre-back, Premier League proven, and available on a free. And so Bournemouth have started exploring opportunities on the market. For example, they sent their scouts in Italy several times. Don't forget that Bournemouth found Den Hausen in Italy when they had a big opportunity to bring in a young centre-back. And so they will try to do something similar. They are following Muaremovic at Sassuolo. They are following Thiago Gabriel at Lecce. So Bournemouth are tracking the Italian market for the new centre-back, but it means that Senesi could be absolutely one to watch in the summer transfer window. Just to finish, a very good news for Man United because Napoli confirmed that they believe the obligation to buy for Rasmus Hojlund will be just a formality. It will happen in 2026. So I know there were some stories around about Napoli being limited on the market, not being able to invest. That's not the case for Hojlund. Napoli believe that in the summer transfer window they will trigger the obligation to buy for Rasmus Hojlund. It's going to be worth 44 million euros plus 6 million euros already paid in the summer transfer window by Napoli to get Rasmus Hojlund on initial loan deal from Manchester United. And so Man United will have 50 million euros, 5-0, from the Rasmus Hojlund deal. And that's obviously a really important news for United. That's also one of the reasons why they want to invest in 2026, because they know they will have fresh money from Rasmus Hojlund. There will be plenty to say also in the next months about the Jadon Sancho situation, the Mason Greenwood situation, because Man United still hold a big sell-on clause. Then Marcus Rashford. So financially, imagine getting these 50 million euros, 6 already in guaranteed money for Manchester United, 44 about to come, as also the director of Napoli, Giovanni Manna, speaking to Corriere dello Sport in Italy today, confirms: we believe that Rasmus Hojlund will be our player on permanent transfer. We believe this will be a formality. So the message coming from Napoli is very clear, in public, in private, officially. And that means that for Manchester United, fresh money are coming. Guys, thank you for this late night video, for attending this. As always, I will see you later, and also giving you updates on what's going to happen on the channel and on my platforms in 2026. Always here with you, any time of the day. See you soon. Subscribe to the channel, comment, and here we go. Ciao.